Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Podcast. Let's get right into it because it's MLK Day and we have a lot of games and some of them are on right now. And we'd all like to watch them and have our bets in for the later games. So this is part 2. I have the part 1 video already up since last night on Sunday night there before these Monday games. And now we're getting right into here. I've got 3 best bets of my own, and then I've got 3 guest cappers coming on. 2 of them you recognize. One of them you might not recognize just yet, but you will as very soon, and maybe some of you even do. So we'll talk to those guys here in just a minute after I get through my 3 best bets, show you the summary, and then we move on. All right, first bet here, going under for day, Draymond Green. We're taking under 18.5 PRA, points, rebounds, and assists for Draymond. That's even money on FanDuel. Full disclosure, I hit it at 19.5 early this morning. Didn't have time to get it out before the on a video, obviously, as I'm getting that out to you now. But that does matter because that 18.5 is a better juice. So I'm still good with that if you want to take it at even money for him to go under 18.5 PRA instead of the 19 I got. First game back from injury. I should say suspension, not injury, just from suspension, maybe mental injury. And then he's not going to be in the starting lineup, it doesn't appear. So the minute restriction for him would probably be around 20 to 25. I don't know why you'd play him more than 20. I do see this as a potential blowout for the Dubs, not necessarily just because their starters are going to be in there and blow them out, but I do think their starters will be in there. They'll blow them out. And then their backups are also going to be better than Memphis's starters, who are going to be a lot of G Leaguers. It's basically going to be a bunch of backups. Vince Williams will be in there a lot. We'll talk about him in a second. And I don't really know who else because everybody is out for Memphis and they are in full-blown tank mode. The Dubs still do want to win. They need to win, and they're going to be playing some young guys like Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Pajemski, and guys like that who are not going to stop trying throughout the game. Like, their reserves are going to be better than the guys that you see on Memphis, no matter what part of the game it is. So I do see this as a potential 15 to 20 point blowout for the Dubs, at least double digits. And as a result, I don't think you need to play Draymond that much. You kind of still want to keep him tempered. No reason to play him in games that he doesn't need to play right now. Age also a consideration there, not just the lack of conditioning and such that in recent gameplay. So under for Draymond Green here, too high on the PRA. Then we are going to go to the aforementioned Vince Williams because I love this dude's game. He is jacked and he is fearless going to the rim. Also needs to get better at shooting, but will make the occasional corner 3. The key here is that Vince Williams and his points, by the way, over 10.5, are something that I'm targeting because of the fact that like he's going to get the time. It's just going to be a straight like who else is on the floor for Memphis kind of situation. We just saw him play against the Knicks and put up the 16 shots that he had. It's 17 points. It's going to take a lot of shots for him to get points, but that's why I wrote here, I project him to have anywhere from 7 to 11 field goal attempts. I do expect him to be guarded by Clay. That means there should be some second chance points for this dude who can fly and is very athletic in Vince Williams. Definitely going to be much faster and fleet of foot than the aging Klay Thompson after 2 back-to-back there knee injuries and Achilles and all that, right? So we like the points for Vince Williams. The rebounds are not that high, 5.5, but it's all the way up to about 17 or 18.5 PR if you wanted to combine them. And I don't think you're getting good juice on the 5.5 board. So you can also probably get 11.5 on most of these books, I would imagine, for Vince Williams. If you want to take that, I'm good with 11.5 for him, as long as you're getting close to even money for him to get over 11.5 versus the 10.5. All right, final bet from me before I bring on these dudes. We've got Pascal Siakam, and I already gave you this bet, but Jaylen Brown is out. So let's get 25 plus on a little bit of a ladder for Siakam to get that not just above the 21.5 points, but the 25 plus at plus 170. You can get that on DraftKings. Everywhere that you can get 25 plus points for Pascal, you're going to see it at plus 170. So take it there at your local book. Half a unit, because I already got a unit on him to go over 21.5. So that's the little ladder there. And like all the same stuff that you hopefully saw in the first video, which if you didn't, hopefully you subscribe to the page if you like what you're seeing, and go ahead and check that video out as well, because I'm bringing you these videos each and every day, y'all. Like I haven't missed one. I missed one a Sunday out of the last like 5 weeks. So we're still strolling along here. I can show you the betting summary now and get into that here in just a sec. But let's go ahead and bring on guest number 1. We've got Oaks, followed by Tim Parum, followed by Mr. Brad Thomas. What's good? I got the homie Tim Parum, TP here, Hall of Famer. How you doing, bro?
What's good, bro? Chilling, man. Thanks for having me, for sure.
Of course, man. Of course. I mean, I'll tell people I worked with you at 2K for a little bit. I know you're still over there making video games, making the best video game on the planet. But at the same time, you got some Vegas roots. Like you got some betting roots, right? Like tell me a little bit about it.
I mean, like when I started at 2K Vegas, I was just doing money line bets and props like every single time, even if it was for like $5, $6, $7. I was doing it every day, and now like to see it grow to what it is now, like we talking, I was doing this back in 2016. So like to see how it's like grown over the last 8 years is pretty amazing. Like you can't go nowhere without seeing lines and props and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool just to see the progression of all of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, now it's good to get in early, like you said. So now you kind of know a little bit, and you can kind of lead the way a little bit,
Oh yeah, oh
be
yeah,
a little bit smarter than these people that come out because you're not playing just the books. You're also playing against right like the other betters, and so if
oh
you've
yeah,
got a leg up because
oh
you've been
yeah.
around for a minute, then that helps out. But I'm gonna get you in and out here real quick because it's MLK Day, and we want to just watch some hoop. So let me talk to you about Simone Fontecchio and why you think. This should say under. My bad, bro. This is a under 7.5 points, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely under. Man, I just think they figured him out. He's not getting that many attempts no more. His minutes aren't the same. They weren't healthy.
Right.
I mean, he's just he was on a tear for a while. I'm like, man, this dude is killing. But then, like I said, that's when Laurie was out. Everybody seems to be back on the same page. Clarkson is back, so
Right.
with that, scoring attempts aren't as easy as they were before.
Yeah.
So I definitely think he's going under tonight.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel that. I kind of like the Jazz against the Pacers. I'll be honest with you. Like
Yeah,
this team's 11-2 in their last 13, and like you said, like he held it down a little bit, and then once the big dogs came back, then it was like it's just not his time. But
yeah.
how do you feel about that game in general? Did you look at it at all?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like any game with the Pacers, you want to go over. So there's no defense being played over there. It's just always high scoring games. But like I said, with him, I just think his attempts are going to be lower because you got Laurie back, you got the big dogs back, you got everybody basically back. So I mean, I wonder why. I mean, it's either between him and Taylor Horton Tuck. I don't know why
Yeah,
he's not playing. He's been having a lot of coach decisions,
DMPs.
DNPs.
Yeah,
But as far as Simone, I'll take him on the under all day now. Like his last 5 games out of 6, he went under
yep,
his projections, and he had a donut last game against the Lakers. I mean,
yep.
I don't know. So unless he has a
There's no
huge
room
bounce
for
back,
him.
yeah, yeah. Unless he has a huge, I mean, he still starts, but unless he has a huge bounce back game, which is possible, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna happen tonight though. So.
Yeah. Yep, this is gonna be one of your prize pick unders, I bet, right? For the heater that you're on.
1,000%.
I love it, bro. All right, I'm gonna get you out of here, bro. I got other people coming in, so I appreciate the time, though, man. It's all
Oh yeah,
love, and we'll talk soon.
for sure. Appreciate you, Josh. Keep up the good work, bro.
All right, appreciate it, man. All right, we got a familiar and friendly face, Mr. Brad Thomas, here on the show. Appreciate you, man, coming on MLK Day. How you feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good. It's my daughter's first Martin Luther King Day. We watched a little bit of stuff earlier today. If I didn't freaking tear my meniscus, we would be out at the parade, but I can't risk like freaking hurting it more and not being ready for my cruise, which is coming up in a month. I got to be at least in walking shape by February 4th. So we skipped that. But daddy duty's strong. I'm glad you're having me on. We got some exciting games today too in the slate. That's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah, man. And we're going to go over a couple of ones that are a little bit later in the day here. So we have some time to get these out to you guys. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. There is going to be some wonky, weird games because there's some weird injury report stuff. But I think we do know a couple of guys that we can depend on. So let's start with Josh Green as your first play here.
Yeah, so I went with Josh Green over 9.5 points. Luka slated to be out per RotoWire. Josh Green hasn't been like the model of points excellence like he was last year when Luka would be out. Only hitting about 55 to 60% over 9.5 while Luka's out. But what I love about this game, there's two things that make me really excited. Number one, he's getting the minutes. When Luka's out, he's averaging 34 plus minutes, goes up about 4 minutes per game. He's deeper in the rotation. Number two that I'm really excited about is the matchup. We know Kyrie's going to draw the toughest guard here. Kyrie's usage has been absolutely berserk. Kyrie has a higher usage than Jalen Brunson, who has one of the highest usage in the NBA, which means Kyrie is going to be playing a ton. Well, who's going to be covering? Mr. Herb Jones, the Alabama man. Right now, the number one scoring option is scoring the 30th most points in the NBA when playing against the Pelicans, which is funny to talk about because the Pelicans play at a high pace, but it's obviously Herb Jones is the lockdown defender he is. So that just gives more options for Kyrie to be passing the ball to guys like Josh Green and hopefully not to guys like Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, because that was a bet that I gave out last night. We want Josh Green to be getting the bulk of the use there. Hardaway is going to be shooting, but hopefully Josh Green will also be getting some stay on the floor with the second unit kind of minutes, right? Yeah. And then he definitely won't have Herb Jones sniffing around anywhere, which is crucial because that man is nasty good at defense. I love Herb Jones, but let's go into another man who has been pretty nasty here. I forgot an A on the end of Victor Wembanyama, but let's talk about Wembanyama then and his PRA this one.
Yeah, I took Victor Wembanyama over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I say this every time we talk. I'm not a huge, last 5 games kind of guy. Because it's just too much matchup dependent. But for those who love it and want to talk about it, he has hit this in 4 straight. But this is a good matchup. If you go through the entire season, Atlanta has allowed the most points, rebounds, the 3rd most points in rebounds, and 6th most assists to power forwards. Wembanyama is actually settling in really nice on this team. What's also beautiful, if you want to go to the last 30 games that Atlanta has played, they allow the most points to the power forward position. You want to talk about usage? He has the highest usage on the team, maybe second on the team. You may go to Vassell or Johnson, depending on how the game's going, but it's not remotely close to Wembanyama. And then third, and why this is important, Atlanta's really soft inside. I think there was a time where there was a stigma or this thought that Capella would make them tougher inside. He doesn't. Maybe Jalen Johnson provides some energy, but still undersized, especially when you're comparing to a guy who's 7'4". So I like Wembanyama in this spot. I also didn't talk about the pace. The Hawks still play at a very high pace. Pacers don't, but I think it's going to be a high enough scoring game for Wembanyama to eat. Also, I didn't give this out, but I do like Wembanyama over 2.5 blocks. If you look at the numbers throughout the entire season, Atlanta's allowing the 10th most blocks to the power forward position. So it's basically going to be a funnel to him to get as many blocks as he wants.
I feel it. Yeah. And I love that Zach Collins is in this game because that puts Wemby squarely in that power forward position. Yep. And all season long, I've been saying, to your point, Jalen Johnson missed some time. He's awesome. I love Jalen Johnson. When he's in, they are better defensively. Yeah. But guess what? They're still awful. They are one of the worst freaking teams. I'm not worried about a blowout in this game. I know a couple smart guys like our boy Sauce, Kyle Kerms likes the Spurs. That's like his favorite side bet of the day is the Spurs. Nice. Keep this close. And that's going to mean Wemby is for sure getting his, like you said. He's going to be in a great position to score against the Hawks, who just hemorrhage points to the power forward position. So, their board should be there as well. Dude, good stuff. I appreciate it. I'm going to let you get out of here real quick and get back to the day, man. Get back to the baby, watching sports. Appreciate you as always, man. We'll talk soon.
Have a good one, bro.
All right, bringing on a face that we all know and love. Oaks, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm hanging out right now, watching a little Ohio State, Michigan over in college. It's a good game. Michigan's got some guys who can shoot. They're playing well today. It's obviously a huge rivalry game, so love a nice little noon tip-off over in college basketball.
Dude, there's so much basketball on. The NBA just tipped. College basketball was smart to get it in a little bit early. I would definitely use that as a nice little easy segue to be like, go watch Oaks college basketball plays on the channel. His show has been rocking so far for, is it 3 episodes now?
3, yeah. We got one coming out tomorrow as well for the Wednesday night games. We're going to have a good time. We had some nice money line dog hits over the weekend. Hall at plus 160, Miami outright. So, we had, it's been up and down. College basketball has been a little bit of a war zone lately. I want to say something like 12 teams. 12 ranked teams lost to unranked teams in the last 5 days. So Insane. It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it's a wild time in college basketball. Maybe so on MLK Day. I think there's going to be some wonky stuff in the NBA, but I've got your bet already up here for the people to be looking at, which is Nikola Vucevic in a same game parlay. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, as you guys know, when I come on here, I'm normally talking mad shit about Vooch and his lack of rebounds and how he's kind of soft in the paint. Well, he gets a good matchup today with Jarrett Allen, who's more of a shot blocker and a rim protector, which I love. I like Jarrett Allen a lot. He struggles without Mobley on the floor. Mobley's been injured. They make a really good duo because they're big in the paint. They together collect a lot of rebounds, but it's because they complement what each of them does best. And Vooch here, he's been kind of eaten on this Cleveland team. He's over his rebounds in 4 of his last 5, dating back to 2022. Back on December 23rd, he had 12 against them. He had 14, 13, 14, and then 4. I also like him to stay under points here. Again, it's a tough matchup in the paint. He's going to get a lot of contest from Jarrett Allen, who protects the rim. So Vooch, when he does score against Cleveland, it's coming on nights where his 3 ball's falling. He hasn't gone over 20 and a half against Cleveland. He's had 2 games with exactly 20 points, and both of them were nights that he had 2 threes made. So I think that Cleveland here is going to be tough. I like Vooch to go to work in the paint a little bit, grab some boards here. His straight line is over under 10.5, juice to minus 125. I'm okay with that as a straight play. It is a little bit juiced, but I teased it down 1 rebound, and then I took his under points because I just like the matchup here. I think he's going to be able to get after the glass, and I think with Jarrett down there, it's going to be tough for him to score any baskets inside of the 3-point arc.
That makes total sense. And you got a lot of guys back and healthy for Chicago as well. That's going to eat into his usage a bit. I thought it might not be the case after the first few games with Zach LaVine back, and he still sort of had a nice high usage, but that's sort of coming down as well now, where they really are back to that heavy guard play on offense in terms of relying on that for scoring. So appreciate it, my man. I'm going to keep it quick with you on this one and get you in and out because we got a couple other guests here for this huge slate. I want to get this in before the rest of these games. So we'll be talking to you soon. College ball. We got that video coming up for everyone tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Be sure to tune in. And as always, if I don't cover a game you're looking for or a game you have particular interest in, just leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to respond back to you. Or sometimes that gives me good content. I can make a little YouTube short, a little 30-second, 1-minute video and answer your question that way. So Appreciate you guys. Appreciate Josh for having me on. Good luck in the NBA today. Go Bulls.
All right. Appreciate the fellas coming on. Let's run it all back. Draymond under 18.5 PRA, even money. Pascal, we're putting another half unit on him to get 25 plus now that Jaylen Brown is out. Vince Williams Jr. on the Grizz, going to go over 10.5 points. If you do only have it at 11.5, I'm still okay with that if you're close enough to even money, like minus 110 at the absolute worst odds that you should take there. Nikola Vucevic, same game parlay, over 9.5 points and under 20.5. I'm sorry, over 9.5 boards, under 20.5 points. That's the SGP from Oaks, whose college basketball show is on the channel if you want to check that out. And then we've got Simone Fontecchio from Tim, under 7.5 points. Tim's a hooper, man. I played ball with Tim. He's one of the best basketball players I've ever been on like an actual team with. Dude was playing, played for the Clippers a little bit on their practice squad, and then I got a few minutes here and there in the NBA. So that's the type of player that Tim Parum is, and he knows hoop. You can tell. So like I trust him. He's on a massive heater with these Prize Picks plays that he's making. So check Tim out. TP Got Game. He's always putting out plays. Honestly, I highly recommend it. He's got Simone Fontecchio under 7.5 points. Then we've got Josh Green from Mr. Brad Thomas, my boy, over 9.5 points. And Victor Wembanyama over 33.5 PRA from him. Let's just keep it going. In case you missed the first video, I got it here for you. If you are able to get some of these bets in, it's a little bit late. But Jabari Smith Jr. overs, didn't take the rebounds because Joel played. Jonas Valanciunas, Kyrie Irving, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Pascal Siakam as all the bets that you can see there. And that is all the time that I have for you guys. Hopefully you got something out of this episode. This one's really quick. Like I said, I got the other guys on here, so I had to get it done. But continue to follow along. Subscribe to that page. Jump in the comments. Talk shit on me. Talk shit on my guys, and I'm going to get a little annoyed and probably come back at you. But talk shit on me to me, and we'll be good. if you see me going Papa Bear on it because you start talking shit on my friends, then that's just what it is. Just like come clean and correct about that. Me, I can take it. Call me whatever names you've got. I've been called worse, I promise. And until I see y'all next, happy MLK Day and happy betting.